Welcome to Decorating Tips and Tricks. I'm Anita Joyce here with Kelly Wilkness, and this is episode 299. We have the urge to purge. And the show notes for today's episode can be found at decoratingtipsandtricks.com/299. This is so timely. Everybody is wanting to get the lead out right now.
Yeah, other than celebrating our birthday, January, the other thing people are doing are they're purging.
Mm-hmm. Well, right, exactly. And it's something that I have been doing like a mad woman the past 2 weeks and having such a sense of accomplishment. I cannot tell you how happy it makes me to open a drawer and see what is in it and not be rifling through 5 layers to get to the stuff on the bottom and find that, I'm in the wrong drawer. It's not even in there. It is making me so happy. You wouldn't think throwing stuff away would make you this happy. It is making me so happy. I cannot tell you, Kelly.
No, there is clearly something psychological about decluttering. It borders on exhilarating. I don't really understand the psychology of it. If anybody's out there is a psychologist and wants to let us know, but maybe it's that it's sort of, it's instant, it's instinctive. It's just,
you know what? It's like it's peaceful because when it's cluttered, it feels stressful and out of balance, and it feels like it disorganized and it doesn't make sense. But there's a calmness when you open a closet, open a drawer, and it's all easy to find everything that's neatly done. There's a peace with that. I think that's what it is.
Maybe that's what it is. But opening my trunk at Goodwill and handing it over, or
that too. That's
bringing it someplace. Like I brought a whole bunch of things to the Humane Society the other day. Old linens and old dog sweaters that never fit my dogs and things like that. So
we don't have a stack of those. We have a collie. We don't do the
She
dog
doesn't
clothes.
need a sweater.
No, she doesn't need a sweater.
But all these things, I just drove all around town like, here, and then skipped back to my car. I'm like, this is wonderful. So I bet a lot of people are out there are doing it. And if you're not doing it too, maybe you want to be. So we're going to give you lots of tips today.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And my first tip is to find somebody who might like your discards. If you don't have a Salvation Army or one of these other places near you, or if you just find somebody personally that would love your things. I have a friend that takes anything that I don't want. And I don't know I don't know what she does with the stuff she doesn't personally want. But if it's anything I don't want, she wants it. And I don't really think of it. And it's even better than thinking I'm throwing something away. I think, she's going to like, some of the stuff I'm like, I'm not sure she's going to like this, although she still seems to take it. But it makes me so happy knowing, I think she's going to like this. I think she's going to like this.
Oh yeah. It's regift, it's a form of regifting, but the people know, this was and passing it along. And, so clearly, I'm at estate sales. I'll go drop something off at Goodwill and I'll buy something else. That's the kind of crazy person I am. But I've dropped off 6 bags and I end up with one little white pitcher or something. That feels great. I treated myself to a $2 item or something, a little tiny milk pitcher or whatever, something small. And I've delivered these other things and it'll go to the hands of people that need them. So yes, clearly, it is so important to do that. And I'm sure everyone is doing that. They're not just throwing stuff in their trash and having it go to landfills because more than likely
that's kind of sad. That's sad. You don't want to throw it away if you can avoid it. So for example, and I do give things sometimes to Goodwill and places like that, but like fabric, who's going to take your fabric? They don't want that, but she sews. So I can give her fabric scraps and I thought I had a chenille robe. I thought, you know what? She's going to have fun making pillows out of that.
How fun.
Yeah. I thought, she might use it for that. Yeah. And craft supplies. She's got a daughter. So I gave her all my craft supplies, why I have craft supplies, I have no idea.
You've made it very clear that you're not crafty.
So why did I have all these crafty things? I have no idea.
Well, because at some point you thought you were. Everybody's got, I'm sure so many people that are listening have a craft stash and you should go through that. But yeah, so this is the time to do it. It seems like, it's a natural progression. It's, like there's the holiday season. There's the Thanksgiving with all the food and yummy excess and all that. And then we slide into Christmas and there's all the decorations and there's all the presents and there's all the wrapping paper and there's just all the abundance. And then the abundance, particularly for Anita and I, just feels like, too much of a good thing. And it's time to go. And then slides in January, which for me is just every year. I purge all the time, but is really like high gear purge time.
Okay, so
it just feels so right.
That brings up my first tip, or I guess this is my second one. Try to do this once a year. If you do this decluttering, this tidying up, purging at least once a year, it's not going to be a big job. But if you only do it every 10 years, it's going to be a mammoth job, and it's going to take you forever. It hadn't been that long ago that I had done a lot of decluttering. So I've actually been able to go pretty swiftly. I've almost finished my house and not spent a lot of time on it. So that, I think, is a part of the trick there. Don't let it go too long between doing these clean outs.
Yeah, because then it seems completely overwhelming. And then it has to be, a 3-day weekend to clean out the coat closet or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, I would say more than once a year. I think it's an ongoing thing.
Right, but at least minimally. I'm doing a minimum here.
Yes.
No, I do it all year too, but I'm just saying, yeah, you don't want to wait any longer than that.
Yeah. And I have not read Marie Kondo's book.
I haven't either.
Last name right?
We kind of try to live it. So
yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like, there may be some nuggets in there, and probably a lot of you have read it. And I know she has I think it's a Netflix show now. I know my daughter.
I saw that. I mean, how much time can you spend on just get rid of it?
I don't know. Well, maybe it's
is that really a TV show?
Yeah. And my daughter Ava's been watching it, and I am thrilled.
No, I mean, I know it's a TV show, but I mean, I'm thinking, how can you stretch that out into a TV show? It seems like just get in there and start pitching.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a whole mindset. So I don't really know exactly what's going on there, but I think the nugget from her book and the show and what has resonated with people is this: only keep something that sparks brings you joy in you, right? Which is so kind of like a duh moment. I mean,
some stuff. Look, I've got glue. It's not bringing me joy, but I can't throw it out. I mean, I might need to glue something.
You might need to glue something. But, this is no diss on Marie. I really think it's great what she's doing, and she's helping a lot of people. But it is kind of like pretty obvious in a sense.
Well, it seems to me. Yeah.
But here's the thing. I was thinking about it getting ready for this episode. And, if you really focus on what sparks joy, I think you can almost become a ruthless purger in this nice, joyful way. Because here's what I do, particularly with clothes. I'll be like, I don't really like that. I have so many black t-shirts, right? I don't really like that one black t-shirt because, like the armpit is like too tight, or the sleeve is too long, or there's just something wrong about it. But then I'll be like, I'm just going to keep it because, maybe I'll use it, on a day when I'm just walking the dogs, or on a day when, I'm not going to use my arm that much because, it bothers me. Or
when I'm podcasting.
No, but you should see me podcasting. My arms are flying all over the place. Or like when I'm gardening. That's what I'll do. I'll put it in my gardening. I have like a gardening, it's not really a bin, but just like where the t-shirts that don't feel that great, or I don't care if I get dirt on them or fertilizer or whatever, they go in there. And then I have, just a number of things to choose from. Like, I don't need 10 of those. Maybe I could have 2.
Yes.
Gardening t-shirts, something like that. So if I really kept that word and kept to the real essence of that word, joy. Is this like my James Pierce t-shirts? They give me joy. They feel good. They look good. They wash well. The cotton is amazing. Love them. They are joyful t-shirts. I should keep those. But all the other ones, they should just go.
Right.
But I do that thing, and I bet a lot of people do that. Well, just having a few more t-shirts in my closet is okay because I just might need it, even though I don't feel joyful.
So one thing you can do with the clothes is to have you heard about turning the hanger the wrong way?
Yeah, because I think I said it on a prior podcast.
Okay. Well, that's a great one.
Is she listening? Yes.
I listen.
During Discardia, we talked about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's something. Okay. Well, let me restate that one.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking about doing this one, but my clothes are not, I don't have loads of clothes. So I'm not really bad about this. But yeah, turn your hangers all the wrong direction. Right. So every time and you do it now. And then every time you wear it, you turn it the correct direction when you put it back after you've washed it. Right. And then at the end of the year, you'll see what you haven't worn all year. And those are the things that you get rid of. But I was even kind of working in some drawers. And you know what? I was in my office and I found 2 boxes. I think I bought these at Costco, 2 boxes of 500 envelopes. How many envelopes am I going to use the rest of my lifetime? I mean, at this rate, I think I'm using about.
I don't even send envelopes, and especially it's like one of those envelopes. It's not like with a card, even. It's just an envelope.
Right. So I probably use 5 envelopes a year these days. You know what I mean? I'm thinking I'm not going to use these. And in the old days, I would have been, well, I could be using it, so I'm going to keep it. But now I have a much tighter.
Yeah, that silly rule. Email thing might go away, and I might really need these
but
envelopes.
This was when you know what? I think it was back in my junior league days, and I think I had gotten these for something I was doing with them. But that just tells you how long I've had these envelopes. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so that's in my discardia pile. I'm giving them to my friend who takes everything, and maybe she can hand them out to her friends.
Right.
Because I don't need that many. And then 5, tape dispensers.
Yeah.
I mean, so if you have more than you're going to use in this lifetime, just give it away is part of it. But again, part of the organizing is finding what you have. I found 3-in-1 oil 3 different places. Mm-hmm. Well, we don't need 3 cans of it, but also if you keep everything together in one place, if you're organized, you'll know you already have that and that you don't need to buy anymore. So that's part of this, is keeping all of each particular item all in one place, having a place for everything. So if you get something like those pads that go under your chair legs, you have one place for them and you'll know where they are. I found them that's another thing I found in 3 different places in my house. And now I just have one location for it. And that's where I need to go to find that. And if it's not there, then I'm out. So
sometimes I forget my location, but I'm good at not having more than one of things. But then sometimes I forget where I put it.
But if you're
that's
organized,
a whole other issue.
But if your closets and drawers are purged, it's easier to find it because you can just look quickly and you'll see if it's there or not. But when it's a big mess, then I'm thinking it's faster for me to go buy it than find it in here.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. So if it's organized, you're going to find it easier. You're going to be so happy. And honestly, and here's something I've been doing with my files, because that's another thing. I had a big stack of stuff to file. Come January 1st, I had a stack of stuff that had just, several months worth of stuff I needed to put in my folders in my file cabinet. Well, the reason I didn't want to do it is because it was going to take me so long, because everything was so jammed in there. You have to shove it in there. Yeah. And it was kind of stressful. And even finding the file was hard. So yesterday I took a bunch of these files out. And another thing I'm moving to is everything's got just a file for that year.
Yeah.
And so then it just has a year's worth of stuff. So it's not going to get as big. And then at the end of the year, you move it to your long-term storage and then just put your file there for that year. And I had so much fun getting my label maker out, because I do love a label maker. I'm telling you, use a label maker. It's fun using it. And then it's big letters. You can easily see what's in your file cabinet. And that's another thing that I thought, why didn't I think of this before?
Mm-hmm.
Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh, so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. You know, we're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add Dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health. Potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT.
Yeah. What have you been doing? Where are you?
I don't know. Just sitting
The
around eating
label maker
bonbons.
is key.
You got to have it.
Yeah, I want to just finish up this whole joy thing. You know, I think part of it too is that if you go down that road and you really take the essence of what that word is, it's a very honest and personal decision. And maybe that's what's resonating with people. I'm trying to find what resonates. Why is this all of a sudden like such a big deal? Because people have been talking about nothing should be, William Morris, nothing should be in your house that's not useful and beautiful or both. I mean, for years, so what is the thing that people are latching onto with this, judging for joy sort of thing? So I think it might be that it's a very quick, it's decisive, it's honest, and it's a personal decision for each item in your home. And I don't know, Anita, what the answer is to glue, because, people
It's not
need
just
that.
what brings you joy. Do you need it? Are you going to use it? But again, even if it's useful, do you have too many?
Right. Yeah. Do you have too many? That's a good one. But yeah, so I've got the joy thing bouncing around in my head, but I'm pretty good about getting rid of things and organizing. And it does give me a definite, like a personal high to be doing that sort of thing. So
it's our drug of choice.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then the next episode we're doing is collecting. So, that's also uppers and downers, as they say.
Okay, it sounds like we're saying two different things.
Sounds bipolar. Yeah.
But it really isn't, because it's all about getting rid of junk, stuff that's cluttering, that you're not enjoying. That is cluttering. And it's kind of what you said. I get rid of 6 bags of things, and then I just bring in 1 or 2 beautiful things that I'm going to use and display. And really, doesn't this go to what we've said all along? And that is, invest in a few pieces that you love rather than buying a lot of just kind of what's trendy that's cheap. Because when you buy all that stuff, you love it while it's trendy for the year. At the end of the year, it's no longer trendy. You're tired of it. It goes in your closet. And then, this stuff adds up. And then you've spent all this money. And what do you have? A closet full of stuff you don't want.
Yes. And that's no good. That's just bringing you down. So here's a few things that you can just get rid of right now. Old magazines. I do this. I used to donate them. Right. I used to donate them to the hospital, and now I take them to the hospital thrift store, and they bring it over to the hospital for me, and then I get to visit my favorite thrift store at the same time.
I think I found some Victoria magazines it was so old that there were order forms in there.
Oh, right.
Like numbers to call to order things.
Numbers to call. Yeah.
That's how old they were. So
Wow.
I'm not even sure anybody wants those.
Yeah, well, somebody might. Who knows? Okay, old clothes. We've discussed that. Here's one. It's really the time for this. Excessive wrapping paper and supplies. Now, I know that we are...
Oh, I don't have that. Yeah.
We are ribbon savers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The good stuff. The good stuff. The bad
good stuff. But sometimes, I have to say, I will be like, I can probably revive that. Or if that's a very small present, I can cut that part of the ribbon off and save it. Or, hey, that tissue paper can go in the bottom of a bag, But you know what? Just making room for that stuff for you, especially if it's in the red and greens family, like making room for that for a year, it's not worth it. And it's probably going to look even cruddier.
That's interesting to say that because I've got a wedding shower gift. It's an apron, and I really want to put it in a box so that it matches the wrapping paper I have for this other wedding gift that goes, anyway, I have 2 there. And I can't find my boxes. I think I threw away all the gift boxes. It's probably about the right size for a shirt box. But you know what? I'm not even sorry. I'm not sorry. I'll just go buy. Yes, I have to go out and buy one box. But, probably I would have pulled them out and been too embarrassed to give them to somebody else anyway, because they were all bent and mushed and anyway. And then they were taking up so much real estate. So think about all this stuff. Think about it's like you're paying a mortgage or rent on your place, and this thing is using up that space, and you don't even like it.
Yeah. And you're not going to be able to use it again. Yeah. I applaud the thought of reusing and all of that. And we are really, really in tune with that. I love to be able to repurpose everything, but sometimes it's just time to let it go because, as Anita's saying, in that balance, it's taking up real estate. It's taking up room. It's making you shuffle it from one side of your garage or your basement to the other. How about broken things you mean to repair? Like if you haven't repaired, if something breaks and then you put it on the side, maybe you have that glue that's, giving you joy in your house and you're going to use it to fix it. But
how about those glasses where the
little
thing comes off?
Yeah. So like if you haven't done that right away, then that thing is not really that vital to you and you're probably not going to fix it. And you know what? It's probably not going to look that great once you fix it anyway. After it's been sitting there broken for 4 months, get rid of it, move on. Dump the whole drawer of that stuff and just clear it out.
I'm with you there. Just move it on out.
Yeah. Old linens also. The sheets that have seen a better day. Sometimes I think, they'll be great. I'll cover, I could cover something in the garage with them. Or, maybe when I'm spray painting, I'll just use that instead of buying more plastic. But you know what? You can't really spray paint with old sheets because the spray paint goes through and then you spray painted your driveway or your garage floor.
Yeah. And that stuff really, but I grew up in a family that my mom didn't throw away sheets or towels. But I'm kind of where you are. I've gotten rid of a ton of old sheets and I'm getting ready to just throw out all of the towels. And you'll be happy to know I'm getting ready to take all those towels at the farm and just throw them away and start with some new ones. And you know what? You don't need 20 towels in every bathroom.
Yeah.
We just have, 6, and that's really enough.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have 6 nice towels than 20 old ones. So yeah, I think throwing these away, yes, you can keep a few for maybe buffing your silver or something, or whatever you want to use your old towel for kind of cleaning up some, outdoor thing or something. But how many of those old towels do you need for that?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I didn't think your towels were old at the farm. The way you said that made me think that I thought that. I didn't think that. But, when we say old linen, then you're like, oh, these crazy women, like they love old linens. No. We're talking about like monogrammed napkins from France. That's a whole different ball of wax.
We're not getting rid of that stuff.
Towels.
We're talking about old towels and old. Yeah. Now, and I have antique linen sheets. They're old, but they're beautiful. I mean, those cotton percale ones that we bought in, the 90s or something that are really kind of worn down. We're not talking about the antique monogram ones. Don't worry about that. Sorry, Peggy, not getting rid of those.
Don't be waiting on my stoop for that.
I know, those aren't going. Yeah, but the old sheets. Yeah, they need an expiration date on them,
Yes, exactly. But it's pretty clear when the expiration has.
And even those towels in the bathroom, in the kitchen, I just took all those old towels out and all the old pot holders and everything that were looking kind of, how they look.
Yeah, they look.
Just took a bunch of those and just tossed them, and it made me so happy.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you about your old linens, towels. Could even be maybe even duvet inserts, things like that. Contact your local humane society.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Ours takes all of that stuff for the doggies. So, a lot of the doggies are in those cement
I can take
cages.
my towels there.
Take your towels there. Or when they're, if they have, they use them for, bedding, but cleanup, or if they have a doggy who's having babies or something, puppies, something like that.
That's a great idea.
Very useful to them. But call ahead, you would find they might have certain drop-off times at your local one. Mugs. I know Anita had a funny story about putting mugs by her door, and having her family take them all back.
They found the box and they grabbed their mugs and put them back. But I snuck some more out this week.
Oh,
they didn't see them.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Yeah, you learned your lesson.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always like, right to the trunk of the car.
Yep.
Don't you just love a great recommendation from a friend? Well, we're delighted to be recommending these companies and their wonderful products to you today. And let them know your friends at DTT sent you. BritBox just keeps getting better. The new Archie is amazing. And it's not the comics. It's about Cary Grant. Archie is the brand new limited series starring Jason Isaacs as Archie Leach, the man who became Cary Grant. From the award-winning screenwriter of Philomena, Archie tells Grant's born in Britain, made in Hollywood story, the dramatic grit to glamour transformation that led him to become one of the most famous people in the world. You are going to absolutely love the acting, but also the styling, the outfits, the scenery. It's the first time his story has been told in collaboration with his daughter Jennifer Grant and ex-wife Diane Cannon. The performances from Jason Isaacs and the rest of the cast are amazing, and it's only available on BritBox. So sign up for BritBox today to stream Archie and other fan favorites from any device. And we have a special limited time offer for our U.S. and Canadian listeners. Get 50% off. Yes, that's 50% off your first month when you sign up for a monthly plan. But only if you go to BritBox.com and use our promotion code DTT at checkout. You're going to love Archie. So head over right now and get 50% off your first month of BritBox. Use the promotion code DTT at BritBox.com. Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quince. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor, and I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants. I want to remind you that we are available for design consults. We take on your design dilemmas, questions, renovations, any project you want to talk about, any room, any space. We are here for you. And we really do enjoy doing these. And I think we've helped people a lot. So if you want to sign up for a consult, head to the link in the show notes. It's decoratingtipsandtricks.com/consult. We hope to talk to you soon.
Oh, how about this? And, again, like I do look at everything like, can I make something out of that? Can we use that? But we eat a lot of sushi and Asian foods that will come with chopsticks. And better even if I say to this, sometimes I say,
or the plastic forks that you don't end up using.
I don't need those things. You just keep them because I know they spend money on them. And then what am I going to do with them?
Oh, tell them. Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of times the spoon that comes with soup is like, the plastic spoon is not even nice. Like it will cut the inside of your mouth. You don't even want that spoon at all. Even if you needed it, you don't want that spoon. So I always, but sometimes, they just comes anyway. So all that kind of stuff, what I've done, and I've had so much of it, or one time we had a party and I bought a lot of plastic forks and knives that people ended up not using, came in one of those big packs. And I knew I wasn't going to use them again. I just put them all in a big Ziploc and I added them in with my Goodwill. I don't know if anybody bought them, but maybe if they were having a barbecue, they did. But
maybe somebody wanted them. Well, that's right. That's the kind of stuff I like to give somebody that they might use at some point. And what I found in my closet, cleaning out, and in my desk, I found 2 traveler's checks from 20 years ago.
Oh my gosh. Do they even make traveler's checks anymore?
I don't think they do, no, but we took them to the bank and they cashed them. We got $40 that we didn't have.
$40?
I know. And I found some money in my closet. Wow. I found about $80 in there. So I've got, money burning a hole in my pocket.
Well, everybody's going to stop listening and they're going to run to all their drawers looking
check.
for money.
And I found a bunch of foreign money. I have no idea what that's worth, but I found that too. So I don't know what that's.
Wow.
Quite a stack. Yeah.
Yes.
So you never know. You're going to be surprised what you find. It's been kind of a walk down memory lane. But here's another thing, because I did find this cute little travel. Remember in the old days when you would travel and you didn't have your smartphone and you had to bring a little travel clock? Remember that?
No.
No, stop it. Shut it. Well, my dad had one. Right. Okay, I don't think I had one. Okay, I did not actually have one. But my dad had one of these wind-up ones.
Oh.
Did your dad have one? Do you remember that when you were a kid?
No, I know.
Oh, stop it.
Honestly, I don't. Wind up.
Well, my dad traveled a lot, so he had the little travel clock. Well, I found my father-in-law's, but it was small and it was cute, and so I kept it. And that's what I wanted to talk about is
because it gave you joy.
Well, it was just cute, and I thought Kevin would enjoy that. So it just a little. If it's a small something that brings you joy, that's a memory of somebody that's passed away, I think that's great to keep. But the piano from his parents, not keeping that.
Yeah.
Didn't keep that. So, really kind of think about, is this something that, like you said, brings you joy? But how big is this? How easy is this going to be to keep?
Right.
In your, in your house?
Someday, but I haven't worn it in 5 years. You're probably, unless it's your grandma's cocktail ring that, maybe you'll bust out if you get the perfect dress for it. If it's just some costume thing that you picked up somewhere and you don't wear it, that probably means you don't really like it, or you don't have something that will go with it. How about just moving that along? Somebody else will probably go crazy for your big giant earrings or something like that. So,
oh, yeah. I just got rid of some, and my friend who takes everything, her daughter grabbed all of that stuff. She said, she let me have this one thing.
My friends who take everything.
Yeah,
You're so
she
funny.
loved that. And look, if you have socks that don't have a mate, I have a drawer where I keep those because often they come out in the next wash. So I don't
Sometimes they show up. They just go out.
Right. So I don't, just because one wash, something comes out without a mate, I don't get rid of it then, but I put it in the drawer. And if it's been in the drawer for about a month without the mate showing up, then I pitch it.
Wow.
Because it just stresses me seeing those.
Yeah.
I feel like a laundry failure. Having those just,
I don't understand how that happens. And I am very organized, and I generally try to wash the socks together. Nobody knows what really goes on there. It's very, but isn't it just like a funny thing? Like it's just this human thing. It happens to everyone. I don't know why.
Well, I have gotten sheets out before and found socks stuck to them. So you're like, oh, that's where it went. But that's that drawer, it's going to stress you out. Just, maybe have a drawer for them. And then when you don't find the mate after a month, pass them, just throw them away. And nobody wants them. So just throw them away. And how about the food storage containers without a lid?
Oh yeah, I just
got rid
of those too. Or sometimes they just kind of get credit, but not your fabulous food storage containers that
I'll tell you what,
got as Christmas presents.
I got rid of all the BPA, the ones that were not BPA free, even if they had the lid. Got rid of all those. Same thing with the water containers, the water bottles. If they weren't BPA free, toss them. But I found out that now I have those double walled metal ones are my favorites, and so I had a bunch that weren't like that. We were overflowing. We had like 2 drawers of water bottles crammed, and you couldn't find the lid to the one you wanted to use. Just gifted about 8 of them away. And they're great. I mean, they'll be great for somebody else, but we don't need 30 water bottles. We just don't.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but it's a good thing to be doing. So we wanted to suggest something to everybody, just sort of something super fun and productive, and which will give us joy. Why don't we do a 10-day purge together?
Oh, yeah. Because I still have some more to do.
Right. So we've outlined some things and talked about some things today. I'm sure you have things in your mind or in your house that you're thinking about getting rid of or you have gotten rid of. So why don't we do this? If you're interested in doing this daily purge, so you would be getting rid of one thing or more, but one thing a day for 10 days, or tackling one area in your home for 10 days. Maybe the coat closet day 1, maybe just your junk drawer day 2, something like that. Your choice. Absolutely no rules on what you pick. Send us an email. Tell us you want to be in on it. And we're going to do it with you. And every day for 10 days from the day this podcast comes out, which is Monday, January 21st, through the last day in January, we will be sending you just a little encouraging email in the morning as a group. And you can respond or not. You can tell us what you're purging or not, but it'll just be a little reminder, a little boost to get you to do it. And if we all know we're doing it, it's kind of like working out with a friend. You tend to show up at the gym or out on the street in your, jogging outfit if you've got someone waiting for you. So we thought this would be fun. And, however many of you would like to do it, we'll just be on a big group email together. And, you want to tell them the email just in case nobody knows?
It's decoratingtipsandtricks@gmail.com.
Right. So send whenever you're listening to this, and feel free to jump in later on. If you're listening to this later on, don't worry about having to be in on the exact day. We can always extend it and, kind of work around it. But I just thought it would be fun. So I hope we hear from some of you.
Oh, yeah. We'd love to hear. Or if you have some purging stories, we'd love to hear that too.
A good purge story. Speaking of hearing from someone, so we have a listener question today. It's from Hadley.
Hi, Hadley.
Yes. So Hadley, she has conversations with us in her mind every time she listens to an episode. And she decided that she was going to share her dining room with us and ask us our thoughts. So her question is about her dining room. She would like to brighten it up, and she doesn't know that maybe it's a bit dated, but she doesn't want to lose the charm. And she has some family pieces in there and some furniture that belonged to her mom. And I'm sort of paraphrasing the email now. She doesn't want to paint the furniture. And I so agree, Hadley. She just painted a really great buffet and it looks terrific.
Mm-hmm.
Really great job. And Anita and I can see these pictures and we'll describe to you as we go through. But she doesn't want to have a whole room full of painted furniture. And we applaud you for that because we would agree. You don't want to do that. And some of this is, family furniture that she doesn't want to paint.
Right.
But it's a lovely room. There's a lot of hard surface and there's a lot of brown furniture, but we know we don't have a problem with that.
Right.
But I think there are some ways to soften it up and update it a little bit. And we could give Hadley some tips. And as we do that, we will describe what we're talking about so everybody can benefit from those.
Right. And what you've said, really, I didn't see any fabric there. And it's a really charming room.
Right.
But this is something that's going to be really easy to start with. I would definitely add, so, you can imagine it's stained furniture in the room with really no fabric. So this is easy. You're going to go in and put I would put a colorful rug in there. So, and really the colors are going to depend on what colors you're looking for, but I would definitely add, because there's so much brown in there, I probably would not go with the sisal. I would probably go with something with a lot of color. Maybe not a lot, but definitely some color on the floor. And then for the curtains, I think a solid fabric is going to be probably the best and I know she did not want patterned fabric on her curtains, but definitely put in some curtains that coordinate with your rug. And two other things I would do along the fabric direction would be to also add some cushions to the chairs that the color is going with your curtains and the rug. And then on top, the table is a large table. And so, like I said, this is a lot of brown. So I would add some fabric to the top of the table. And probably what I would do with this one, it is a rectangular table, is to maybe do a fabric square and kind of turn it where it's angled on the table. Maybe not covering it completely with a tablecloth, but just kind of that's going to cover it enough that you get the idea. It's adding some interest. It's adding some color, but you can still see the table underneath. Or one that's just kind of stretched across the short ends where you can see the wood on the long ends. And again,
I like
all
that
those
idea.
would work together. Yeah, those are my thoughts.
Idea. Yeah. So I think Anita did a great job of generally explaining the room. So it looks like it's a lovely gray or greasy kind of wall color with white molding and trim and a wooden floor. And it's kind of in a lighter wood tone, almost a little reddish, but I don't know if I could see the grain on the table, maybe an oak.
It's probably oak, I think.
Yeah, it's not that golden oak. It's a little bit warm, certainly warmer than that. And there's a big hutch. There's the rectangle table. There's 6 chairs around, 2 are Parsons. There's other chairs around in the room.
Yeah, there's, I think she used, let's see, it's the drop cloth fabric for the Parson chairs. She made slip covers, and those are at the head and the foot of the table.
Right. So then it looks like there's, a large hutch, with a top part that has glass. And then it looks like there's 2 other buffets. It seems like there might be 2. So there's a lot of furniture in this room. So I'm going to suggest something here, which goes along with the topic from today. It's purging. In terms of decorating, lots of times we think about adding something, right? But often subtraction is really what's going to help a room. So Hadley, in addition to what these great things that Anita has suggested, and those were definitely things I was thinking too about adding fabric where you can, I would take some of the wooden furniture out of that room.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Even start like just a little easy lob ball. Take out the extra chairs that don't have around the table, the ones that are there like ready to be pulled up at Thanksgiving or such. Unless you're using those on a real regular basis, I would put them somewhere either where you will use them or store them someplace that, until you really need them. I think I would take that out. I think I would take out the small wooden plant stand too. Just because it's adding another wood element and you've got so much wood going on there. Maybe I would do a bigger basket on the floor with a different kind of plant or something in that corner. Because I like the idea of having a plant in there, but I think that plant's too small. And again, that piece is also wooden. So we're adding more and more, of the wood feel.
I like that. And I would add some large, colorful art to the walls too.
Yeah, I love that painting that you have there, Hadley, the floral. Mm-hmm. It's really, I know you said you didn't want to use those colors. It's like pinks and some reds, but it's a very cool vintage looking floral, which I'm always so drawn to those. I actually had a big gallery wall in my daughter's former room. I think she just went along with it. I don't know if she really liked it, but she was little enough where I just kept adding those kinds of paintings. It's kind of like the Sunday artist kind of painting. It's a really lovely floral. I like that a lot. And I know you said you didn't want to use all those colors, but if you like that, which you seem to, maybe just pick up little bits. Like you have the red picture there on the hutch. Maybe just pull those colors a little bit more around the room. Or like Anita said, maybe bring that in some colors in the rug. I think it's, and I love the plates on the wall. My thought would be, because you said you used the words dated. So I'm just picking up on that because that's, I think, what you might be feeling about a few of the accessories in the room. I love the dishes, but I might take them off that swirly metal rack holder. We've all seen those. It's kind of like you can hang the plates and then you have some cups at the bottom. Because I think that might be dating the look of those plates. And maybe even flank that floral painting with them or put them on their own on the wall with those hangers.
The hangers that don't show.
The hangers that don't show, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that, yeah, I like that. I think those are some nice ideas. I hope Hadley likes those ideas and let us know if you try any of those. We'd love to hear and see pictures.
Yeah, it's a beautiful room. It really is lovely. And I love your collection of pictures over here.
And the good news is I don't really think we both agree. Don't paint it. I mean, I know she didn't want to paint it, but I don't know that I would anyway.
No, I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't. Yeah. No. Yeah, and there's lots of great charm. And again, just to emphasize, the piece that you did paint, fabo job. And we love the they're like samplers that Hadley has above them with the alphabet in script and the other one bold. So pretty. Really nice job. So we love, obviously, answering your questions, and you guys seem to really enjoy it too. So if you've got a question that's been sort of bubbling up or just what comes to your head, email us 24/7. Our email is open to you, of course, and we will answer your question on an upcoming episode. This has been so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
I'm super excited. So don't forget that you can participate in this Urge to Purge, a 10-day, I wouldn't even call it a challenge, but I guess it is, sort of group purge that we're going to endeavor. So send us an email, let us know that you want to get in on that list, and we'll put a group together. And I think that should be fun. So thanks for hanging out with us today. And remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.